Your guardian angel is by your side to reveal right now. There's someone who has deep feelings for you. This person might seem far away, maybe because they are physically distant or emotionally reserved. But the important thing is how they're starting to see you in a new light. There's a big change happening in how you both connect, showing that something special is stirring in this person's heart. He feels a strong urge to tell you about his feelings. It's like he knows sharing these feelings will really make a difference in your life. Maybe you've seen signs of this before. He's the kind of person who used to keep his feelings hidden, as if he was covering them up with a cloak. There have been moments when he seemed ready to tell you something big or do something important, full of emotion. But then, at the last minute, he would stop himself and keep everything inside. This might be because he's used to keeping his deepest feelings to himself. He might have thought it was safer, or just easier to go with the flow. But lately, something between you two has changed. He sees that you are the reason for this change. The way you talk to him, your presence, and even your quiet moments together have sparked something new in his heart that he can't ignore anymore. This change might be related to something you did recently, or a sudden realization he had about you. He's feeling things deeply, which isn't completely new to him. He's been at this kind of crossroad before. But now, he knows he has to deal with these feelings in a way he never has before. In the past, he might have just resisted these feelings, but not this time. This person feels a strong push inside him, like a whisper telling him to follow his heart, especially when it comes to you. Now, he knows he needs to do more than just listen to this feeling. He must act on it, even if it means stepping out of his usual ways. He's facing a big decision that doesn't just affect him but could change how you two get along. He understands this isn't just a simple choice or taking the easy path. It's about a deep need for a big change, inspired by his new understanding of what you mean to him and how you touch his heart. The energy around him is so strong. It feels like you can almost touch it, a powerful force urging him to act. This energy is a mix of fear and bravery, hesitation and determination. He knows what he might have to do could be tough or even painful, but he truly believes it's necessary for him to grow and for your relationship to evolve. So, even though part of him wants to keep things the way they are, following the safe and familiar path, something stronger inside him is pushing him to take a new direction and listen to his heart. This urge doesn't come from what others say or expect, but from deep within him, from the place where his true feelings and desires live. This inner voice is giving him important advice right now. In the past, he might have ignored these feelings, especially regarding you, maybe because he was afraid of showing how vulnerable he is or of disturbing the usual way things are. But now, he sees clearly that staying on the same path doesn't work anymore. He needs a change, a break from the usual. This strong urge to follow his heart is now too powerful to ignore. He realizes he must act on this new insight, even though it might seem risky or different from how he usually behaves. There's a noticeable energy around him, showing he's at a crucial turning point. He's thinking deeply about many things, but you are clearly his main focus. He often finds himself deeply lost in thoughts about you, wondering if you realize just how much he thinks of you. He might not share all his thoughts and feelings directly with you, but he goes over them carefully in his mind, thinking everything through until he understands clearly, and then makes decisions based on his own conclusions. He's aware of how well you get him, and this keeps him really engaged and connected to you. Interestingly, even though he really wants to be close to you, he also feels a strong need to be alone sometimes. This alone time seems very important for him to make big decisions or take important steps in his life. He's experiencing a tough personal battle, like a tug of war between what his heart feels and what his mind thinks, or maybe between his own desires and his deeper self. This battle is intense and shows his complex inner journey. He's balancing his need for closeness with you and his need for personal space to think. Each quiet moment alone is a step towards finding answers, a necessary time for him to reflect and get clear. This struggle isn't just about him wanting different things, it also shows how deeply he thinks about everything that involves you. He feels a big change in how you two relate, and he's carefully adjusting how he interacts with you. Most of these changes are quiet, happening without much show, even though you keep in touch regularly. This gives you a glimpse into what he feels inside and what he might be keeping secret about his thoughts on you and the connection you share. He wants you to understand that he's undergone a deep change in how he sees things, a shift that came after a lot of thinking and sincere talks with himself. While his feelings for you are still strong and meaningful, you might have sensed that it was good for both of you to maintain some emotional distance, a kind of healthy detachment. However, you may still be unsure about his true feelings or what he plans to do next. There's a strong and lively energy in your relationship, a nearly touchable connection that lets both of you easily feel each other's emotions and even thoughts. When you're together, this deep connection is both a wonderful gift and a bit of a puzzle. Despite feeling like you can almost read each other's minds, he finds it hard to fully open up and share his feelings clearly. This might leave you wondering why he holds back, why he doesn't let his emotions flow freely or act on what he truly feels. He might not be entirely open, and his hesitancy could be due to big challenges he's faced before, which have also indirectly impacted your relationship. These challenges might have built emotional or mental walls that he's still trying to break down. He could be worried that if he opens up completely, his weak spots will show too much, which might change how you see him or shake up the balance of your relationship. Lately, some important things have come to light, things he can't ignore anymore, pushing him to think deeply and seriously. What stands out the most is that he knows you really see him. You notice even the smallest changes in your relationship, and this deepens the impact of these discoveries on him. He might feel a bit sad thinking that this chapter of your story together might be ending. However, he also feels there's much more to discover and explore in your relationship. Now, the choice is yours, whether you want to keep building this story with him or not. It's a big decision, one that involves not just continuing what you've started, but also stepping into new emotional and relationship areas. It's important to keep in mind that the current situation is filled with a curious energy, a lively force that hints at not just the chance, but the eagerness to explore new sides and depths of your relationship. He feels a really strong bond with you, which is why he's being very careful about the next steps in your relationship. This isn't just another event in your lives, it's a crucial journey for him. He's sharing a message that's about closing one chapter and starting a new one. He isn't completely ready to end the current chapter, but he realizes that the old way of doing things between you isn't working anymore. Now, it's time to find a new path and move forward. This moment is both an ending and a beginning in the story of your relationship. He wants you to be clear about this change. Throughout your time together, there have been moments when expectations weren't met or promises were left hanging. This has affected how you interact with each other. It's important to understand that this doesn't mean there was any betrayal or dishonesty, just that some commitments weren't fulfilled, which has impacted your relationship's growth. Maybe both of you have shied away from talking openly about what you really expected or hoped for in the relationship. This avoidance has led to a situation where you both feel like you're not in sync anymore. The expectations that weren't met are now causing real issues in your relationship. Instead of clearly talking about what each of you needs and wants, you might have assumed the other would just know. This lack of clear communication has led to confusion and disappointment, adding a lot of emotional weight that you now need to deal with. It's very important to talk about these issues and clear up any misunderstandings, so your relationship can move forward in a healthy and positive way. This situation shows a big change in this person's feelings and a strong need to follow their heart towards you. It's clear that one chapter of your relationship has ended, but there's also a promise that a new chapter is about to start. They are exploring what the future could look like and invite you to join them in addressing the promises that weren't kept. This requires open and honest communication to heal and strengthen the relationship you have. This moment is a turning point, a time for deep thinking and real conversations. Being willing to tackle these challenges will not only heal old hurts, but also build a stronger, more meaningful relationship. It's a chance to get to know each other again, to make sure your expectations match, and to renew your commitment to each other on a more solid and clear basis. By recognizing past mistakes and having the courage to deal with them, you can start this new chapter with a better understanding and respect for each other. This healing journey is more than fixing misunderstandings. It's about creating a future together filled with honesty, empathy, and the unconditional love that brought you together in the first place. This is a time for growth, for change, and most importantly, for reaffirming the bond you share. Make sure that this time, both of you are moving forward together, with open hearts and clear expectations. Let these words touch your spirit and really mean something to you. The universe, full of wisdom and kindness, really wants the best for you and works to make sure good things happen, no matter what choices you make along your journey. By saying, "I feel blessed and aligned with the universe, and I will live the best phase of my life," you're not just welcoming good vibes, but also claiming all the wonderful things meant for you. This positive statement is a big step toward attracting the best experiences the universe can offer. Let's all be channels of positivity and kindness, spreading this good energy to each other. Together, we can create a wave of positive change that can transform the world around us. Sharing these good vibes helps us connect more deeply with the universe and with each other, building a community where love and positivity are everywhere. Every positive word and kind act spreads out, touching hearts and inspiring people to shine bright on their own paths. By embracing this message, you become part of a larger movement, working together to raise the energy of the planet and bring about a golden era for humanity that we all dream of. Grab this opportunity to sync with cosmic forces and fully live a future filled with joy, peace, and fulfillment. Let's support each other and send out waves of good energy. Keep an eye out for the next important message in the next video. May God and the universe light your path with peace, love, and faith. Amen. Show your support by giving super thanks up to $20.